Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Have you find it difficult to make people actually get the message that you want to deliver so that they could really understand what you're trying to say? Maybe you're giving a lecture or just having a casual conversation. Whatever the case is, you're always trying to make a point. Am I right? However, the problem is most people don't know how to listen. Though they have two functional ears, but they didn't acquire the necessary skills to actually listen effectively. And according to Stephen Covey, the author of 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, said that most people don't listen with the intent to understand, but rather with the intent to reply. See, this has become a challenge for the speakers to actually make the listeners get where their arguments are coming from before the listeners actually react to it. And in today's talk, we will be discussing the ways of how to make people listen to you effectively when you speak. Firstly, when you talk to other people, it's really recommended for you to talk clearly and emphasize your keywords and strong points. Make them pay extra attention on it. People that emphasize their keywords strongly much more will impact the listeners than you might be aware of. Though it looks easy, but most people don't acknowledge the importance of emphasizing your keywords properly. Emphasizing your keywords will help the listeners to actually make sense of what you're trying to say. As an example, if you say the charity event will be held next week, then try to highlight more on the charity event and next week. Of course, by doing so, it will surely catch their attention and make them understand what you're trying to deliver. And on top of that, make sure to organize what you want to say during your speech so that you don't blabber much. And then also cut off the needless chit-chat that you don't need in your speech so that it will help the listeners to actually understand your keywords and points easily. And by doing so, it will surely help you to improve. Now, on to the second point. As we all know, people lose interest when they listen to a long monologue. So as a speaker, what can you do about this? You can always invite your listeners to be a part of your ideas. Frame your pitch in a way that would make them want to ask questions and learn more. And when you give them time to ask questions, they will be more interested, attentive, and even engaging with you. The more you engage with your listeners, the more they will truly listen to you. So let them voice out their opinions and participate in the discussion. For instance, when you're giving your opinions as a speaker, try to ask the listeners what are their thoughts on this matter and what would they do in this situation. And as you hit the soft spot, it will be much easier for you to engage with them. As for a formal occasion, let's say you're giving a speech to a bigger audience, you can still engage with the audience by asking questions like, how's everyone doing today? Did everyone eat their breakfast today? And come to think of it, listeners will be much more comfortable with the speaker and it will indirectly make them listen more attentively as they are aware of the speaker's closeness and friendliness. Moving on to the next point. It's crucial for you to work on your body language as well. When you're speaking, you'll need to be comfortable, relaxed, and confident. Being aware of your body language throughout your speech is necessary if you want people to continue paying attention to what you're saying. For example, you can try to make eye contact with the audience, give expressive facial expressions, or simply do hand gestures. So take the time to not only practice on your speech and your presentation slides, but also work on your body language as well. Then you'll have an engaged audience and your message will be heard. Lastly, you can make people listen to you more effectively when you speak by attracting your listeners. Presentation coach Patricia Fripp claims that a presenter has approximately 30 seconds to capture interest before the audience's attention gets lost. Some of the techniques to elicit the audience's intrigue is to tell a story where you take your listeners on a journey and appeal to their emotions. You can also add humor in your speech so that your audience will be more comfortable and engaged. Moreover, the use of props can also help to give a different type of visual for your audience. And personally, I'm a visual listener, so having a prop or something to look at to visualize the speech that you're listening to is very helpful. And all this method will refrain your audience from the boredom of your speech. Now that I've shared all the secrets to make people listen to you more effectively when you speak, why don't you go out and try it on your own and experience the magic of being heard? Thank you. Have a great day ahead.